I think we're live. Okay. Guys, welcome. Welcome to another episode of Two Brown Guys Triggered, everyone. Now, it's possible that while we do this video, my internet acts up again because for some reason my internet has decided that every Thursday between the hours of 8 and 10 a.m., I'll mess with this guy. So if my internet cuts out, I'm very sorry, but we're going to try. We're going to try and we're going to hope that the internet works just fine. So we've got a good show for you today. But before I get into it, please welcome my co-host for the show, Kushal Mehra. Kushal, how are you?
Hey Sham, hey everybody. Looking forward to today's discussion. And just an advance announcement, whenever Sham goes off the internet because his internet really loves him, I'll just go on speaking and then Sham will come back. And then he'll go off again, then he'll come back again, and then eventually we will go through it just like we have speed breakers in India.
Yeah, we'll try. We'll try, and hopefully it all works. So, lots to talk about today, lots to discuss today. But let's start with one of our main topics, one of our main things that we wanted to discuss, and that was, I think most people know that there is this big event coming up in America this weekend. It's called Howdy Modi, and I think Howdy Modi is an event where some groups in Houston, Indian groups in Houston, are welcoming Narendra Modi, and they organize tickets for the event, and 50,000 tickets have already been sold. So there's going to be a lot of people at the event. I think it's the biggest meeting of, I think it's the biggest like reception that a non-American dignitary has gotten since the Pope or something like that. So it's a big deal. Trump's going to be attending, and a lot of other American lawmakers are going to be attending as well. And as you can imagine, already people are very very upset about it. So let me show you a couple of people who are really sad about it. The one of the people who is really sad about it is this guy called Mehdi Hasan. Now I don't know how many people are aware of who Mehdi Hasan is, but he's a journalist with Al Jazeera. He writes for the Intercept, and let me share the tweet of what he said.
And as expected, Sham's internet has
Site,
gone bust.
understandably, like to
It's
slam Gabbard and Cruz. Just read. What's that?
I thought your internet had gone bust.
Oh, am I still here?
Yeah, you're here. You're here.
Oh, I'm still here. So, as much as people on the side understandably like to slam Gabbard and Cruz, just read how long the list of bipartisan list of lawmakers attending is and weep. So, basically, according to people like Mehdi Hasan and others, the biggest crime is for an American leader and American leaders to meet the democratically elected leader of the world's largest democracy. If you're not allowed to meet the democratically elected leader of the world's largest democracy, Kushal, I want to ask genuinely, who are you allowed to meet?
I don't know. Maybe you're just allowed to eat chapatis in the local Indian restaurant in America, or you'd. Uh, but the best is somebody in the live chat has said, "We thought it is Mehndi Hasan, the singer."
Is there a Mehdi Hasan singer also?
Yeah, because he's not Mehndi Hasan. He's Mehdi Hasan.
Mehdi
The
Hasan.
guy we're talking about is
It's
Mehdi
Mehdi
Hasan.
Hasan. Acha, acha.
Yeah, and Mehndi Hasan is the great or one of the greatest ghazal singers from Pakistan. You remember this guy? He had gone very ill, so Jagjit Singh had sent money for
Oh,
his
that's right. That's right.
medical bills from
Uh,
India.
yes.
He's Mehndi Hasan, and
This is
the guy
Mehdi
we're
Hasan.
Mehdi hai. Yeah.
हमें हमें लगा मेहंदी हसन सिंह.
So this is what we get in the live chat, guys. So
Yeah, it's
it is
fantastic.
what it is. It's amazing. We love this actually.
Yeah.
So let's just think about this. That uh, Narendra Modi is elected prime minister twice
Yep.
by arguably the largest democratic electoral process in the history of the human race, and that doesn't seem to satisfy Mehdi Hasan. Now the point is, First of all, what is Mehdi Hasan's supplier? That is very crucial.
Yeah.
So we need to figure that out. I think investigative journalists should go and find out what is Mehdi Hasan's supplier. The guy is obviously in his own zone. But then what else do you expect from a person who is directly associated with a channel like Al Jazeera?
Yeah.
I
And this
mean,
is a guy who has genuinely at times defended the Iranian regime. So Iranian regime is fine, but a democracy will not do.
right, this guy, if you remember his videos about, openly talking about a lot of Islamist things, if you remember
Yeah.
a couple of years ago, he was speaking in a mosque, and his attitude and tone and tenor in the mosque was very different. Also, if you look at
Yeah, this
Mehdi
is what he
Hassan,
said. I have exactly what he said as well. Let me just quickly share it with you guys so I can show you exactly what he said as well. So this is what he said. He said he was speaking at a sermon delivered in 2009. He quoted the verse of the Quran. Said the kuffar, the disbelievers, the atheists who remain deaf and stubborn to the teachings of Islam, the rational message of the Quran, they are described in the Quran as people of no intelligence. Allah describes them as not of no morality, not as people of no belief, people of no intelligence, because they are capable of the intellectual effort it requires to shake off these blind prejudices, to shake off those easy assumptions about this world, about the existence of God. In this respect, the Quran describes the atheists as cattle of those who grow the crops and do not stop and wonder about this world. So, according to him, you know, according to him, the quote unquote pagans, the non-Muslims, um, and the atheists are cattle. तो हम लोग तो भाई गाय भैंस हैं. So it only makes sense that we are butchered as गाय भैंस also.
imagine how I feel, atheist and non-Muslim, both. So I'm like special on the list.
Yep.
He's going to deal with me. That's why I've always told you, when these people eventually decide to finish people off, I'll be the first in line. Pagan and disbeliever, both.
Yeah,
I'm like the special package. I feel very privileged right now.
of course.
Yeah.
There's a
So
special place in hell for you.
yeah, man, it's crazy. And if you remember, I forgot the show he used to conduct. I think it was on Al Jazeera, where he used to conduct these one-on-one interviews,
Yep.
come debate, come heckling sessions.
Yeah, it was a
Where he
heckling
would
session essentially.
basically, it was a heckling session. The man would heckle. I remember the way he heckled Ram Madhav.
Yep.
I remember the way he heckled Richard Dawkins. I think I saw one more session with Irshad Manji. I don't know if you guys know this lesbian
Yeah.
Muslim activist, Irshad Manji. He has heckled her too.
Yeah, he
And
was asking like there was another progressive Muslim who still like believes in the Quran, believes in Islam and all of that. But she's just a progressive Muslim. Her name was Mona El Tahawi, I think.
yeah, Al
She,
Tahawi,
he
yeah.
asked her. He asked her, "Are you even a practicing Muslim?" And Majid Nawaz he has also attacked. He has attacked Majid Nawaz as being an Islamophobe, which I think Majid Nawaz actually sued the ACLU successfully for that, right? Oh no, was it the no? It was the Southern Poverty Law Center.
I have to show this message. Al Jazeera is alcohol plus Jaljeera.
Plus there's a super chat from Right is Always Right Sham after joining Patreon. When will I get the mug? So the mugs are actually I shared a design on the WhatsApp group Right is Always Right that we have for Patreon. I shared the design for it, and the problem with that design was that the website that I'm considering to have the mugs distributed through, that website is not using that mug. So I'll have to make a different mug and put the design on that and then ship it out via the website. So that's what's causing the delay. But if you are a member on either the $5 tier or the $20 tier, I'll be offering mugs to both. I've decided. So once that website is up and running, I will put the website down in the link, and I think it'll start shipping out from there. There's going to be more merchandise there as well, but I think the mugs is something that I want to prioritize and get it out as quickly as possible. So Yes, that is why the delay has been. It's been a problem just figuring out the freaking mugs and all the logistics and the website that I'm going to be using. But hopefully after that it should work. All right. What else did we have? So yeah. So basically, this is the guy that we're dealing with. This is the guy that we're dealing with. This is the guy that is telling people that if American lawmakers go to meet a democratically elected leader, then we should weep. We should not weep. It's funny because a lot of these, and it's not just Mehdi Hasan who's saying this. There's another. I forgot what his name was. I had his Twitter here, but somehow I lost it. There was another like Indian origin human rights activist, quote unquote, this guy who was saying that if you support Modi and if you meet Modi, then you're supporting fascism, then you're cheering for fascism. So basically, anybody who supports Modi is a fascist. This was literally what the statement was, what the tweet was. And that's where we are. That's the problem is, and that's where we are, that we are in a situation where we've taken the dial so far, we've taken the dial to an extreme where just even talking about Modi or just even voting for Modi makes you a fascist. tab yahan se kahan jaye? Where do you go from here?
Nothing. You just ignore these people. That's the only way you deal with them. Look, beyond a point, you cannot play the game. See, one thing, always remember one thing in life. You cannot play the game according to the rules set by your opponent. Either the rules are mutually agreed upon. Now, if the rules of the game are, I will not attribute any malintent to the other side and I will sit across the table and have a decent discussion, all for it. But if your game is set that, okay, you're the monster in the discussion, I'm basically, I'm being nice to you, that I'm letting you live. Now live under this assumption. I'm sorry, I don't need to talk to these people. So beyond a point, my whole thing is, while we debunk their claims, we don't talk to them. Look, I always give the analogy of living in a housing complex, right? You live in a housing complex or a gated community outside India. You live in gated communities now in India too. So when you live in such communities, you don't talk to everyone, right? So you just don't talk to people. So some of these people are beyond the pale of normalcy. We cannot talk to them. We cannot entertain them. So I mean, just look at the way they have tried to attack Tulsi Gabbard. So I don't know if you observed this. Rana Ayub had tweeted that, look, Tulsi Gabbard is not coming and she's not going to attend. And Tulsi had to reply to Rana Ayub. I mean, in our language, we would say popat ho gaya Rana ka. So that basically it was a good popat. And Tulsi clarified that she had basically she had commitments from the past. And oh, look at that thread, guys. And that's where it is. It's crazy. And beyond the point, like I've said, we have to be very crystal clear that we will have a discussion with anybody from the other side when they are willing to have a discussion without attributing any pejoratives, without using any ad hominem, without using any strawman arguments. We are more than happy to have a discussion with them, while we also give the same courtesy to them. But if they're going to call us names, call us bigots, call us XYZ, then I don't think we're even we are obliged to acknowledge them. By the way, there was a super chat from BK Sham, and the question is the ideology of Islam compatible with democracy? I'm just asking about the ideology, not the context, what Muslims do or don't. No, simple answer.
I don't think it is. Yeah,
No, it
because
is not.
it is by its design. It's designed in a way to be able to control the political side of a nation as well. That's one of the key, I think, founding principles of the philosophy of Islam, that it has to, by its design, have a very strong bearing on the politics of any nation that Islam operates in. So by its very nature, no, I'm surely, like you said, of course, the context of what Muslims do or don't, how seriously they take their faith and they take their principles is a different matter, of course. So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one, right? Because just the fact that somebody like Tulsi Gabbard has a Hindu background, somebody like Gabbard has gone and met Modi on an occasion. By the way, on the occasion that she went and met Modi, she met other people from other political parties as well, but that's never acknowledged. And the fact that her attempting to meet Modi makes her a fascist. And that's another thing that you were saying, right? That the courtesy of at least good faith isn't even given. 'Kay, the thing is, whenever you're having this kind of a discussion, you, as somebody, let's say, who is speaking for India, let's say somebody who's speaking for Modi, whether or not you love everything that Modi does, but even if you're somebody that's speaking for Modi, you come from a position where you've already been declared a fascist, you've already been declared a Nazi, you've already been declared someone who wants the death of minorities and Muslims and Dalits and so on and so forth. So you're coming from a position of extreme disadvantage because you have been painted as a fascist in sort of public opinion. So that's I think that's the serious problem that we're facing with these kinds of issues. So on the one, so obviously this weekend I'm very happy to see people be very sad when Modi comes and gets a very strong reception and Modi and Trump shake hands on stage. This will make people very sad. This will create a lot of sadness and a lot of anger. So, and I'm very happy to watch it and report on it. How about
It's
yourself?
it's very simple. If Donald Trump is coming to a Modi rally, he knows 50,000 people are coming there. When there are people, there is Donald Trump.
Yeah.
He cannot let go of this opportunity to approach the Indian American community. Let's just leave that, Sham. Now let us talk about somebody else who seems to be wooing the Indian American
Oh,
community. So
that's
let
right.
me
That's
share the
right.
screen now. Look who's wooing the Indian American community. Now they
अरे
call her
कमला
Arey Kamala, Kamala.
कमला
Suddenly
कमला से
she's
कमला हो
become
गई है.
now she's not Kamala Harris.
Now she's
She's
not Kamala Harris. She's
Kamala
Kamala.
Harris.
Yeah.
Kamala. So
She's
Kamala
Kamala
says,
Hari. She's Kamala
yes,
Hari now.
she says, as a young girl, I'd often go on walks with my grandfather in India, who discuss how people should be treated equally, regardless of the circumstances of their birth. My heritage is why I'm proud to launch our
Oh,
South Asians
oh,
for the
oh my
people
God.
community. Oh, Kamala. Oh,
Amazing.
Kamala.
Amazing
Oh,
Kamala.
I'm so
Guys, did you know
emotional.
Kamala is Indian?
Oh, Kamala, please.
Uh,
I mean, seriously. I mean, you know what? You can
uh,
easily say Kamala has run out of
yeah. It's
money.
basically like saying, "Hey, Indians, did you know I'm Indian? I heard you guys have money."
Yes, yeah,
Six
we
people
need
did it.
money. The
That's
campaign's not
basically
getting
what
money.
it is.
We just realized the Indians who we say cannot qualify for any Operation Olympics
Yep.
should not get admissions in Oxford or
Yep.
Harvard or all the top institutions across the world at the cost of their get. We need to increase their requirement for the GPAs or the SAT grades. Or everything should be increased for the Indians. We hate them because they are hardworking, because they are the richest minority group in America. But then we need their money too. So
Yep.
now I'm South Asian. And
So
no,
is
I'm
she
Indian.
happy? My question is she happy to take money from fascists though? Aren't Indians
Yeah,
supposed to be fascists? Are you happy to
absolutely.
take fascist money?
So there is a thing in on Indian radio, and somebody also mentioned it in the live chat. We have this series called Kamala Ka Hamla.
Kamala, Kamala.
So I think this is Kamala's hamla on Indian people and their money, and she's thinking that she's gonna raise money. Kamala, I have news for you. The Indians have become smart. The Indian American community, they get it now. They get
Starting to
it.
get it now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're getting it. They'll get it.
Yeah. The more you abuse them,
Yeah.
they're not idiots. I mean, they're maybe oblivious, but they're not idiots. If you keep abusing them, it's not like they're just gonna sit there and be like, "This is the party for me."
Yeah. And you know what? This is the time people should ask Kamala
Yeah.
Harris about her views on Kashmir and the conflict. The best
Exactly.
time. I'm so
Exactly.
Indian. Ask her.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. There's a super chat from Kiki 1998. Kiki says, meanwhile, foreign policy analyst Samira Khan has vomited. When does she not? I almost her what she says is so outlandish that I, in a perverse way, almost look forward to what she's going to tweet about next, what she's going to say next. So of course, I'm very happy to see what they say. Uh, what is this? Please sell mug of all our friends, LH, AKTK, etc. on Amazon. I don't know if Amazon is the best way. I feel like the best way to do it right is always right is to do it via like a storefront. Like it's very easy to create a storefront these days, so you can just create an online storefront and sell it via that.
So somebody on the live chat, what a username, Dr. Heinz Doofenshmirtz.
Kamala Hasan, Kamala Hasan Pan Masala. Ah, oh, that's amazing.
This is what we live for. This
This
is
is
what
what we
we
live
live
for.
for.
See,
Yes.
good comments like this. Please keep them coming. Thank you very much. Doofenshmirtz. There's a super chat from Tamajit Chakraborty. Tamajit says, "Is a video series with with Bill Warner possible?" I mean, of course, it's possible. I'll be happy to do a podcast with him. I've watched a couple of his videos. He strikes me as a strident man, but I'll be happy to have him on the show sometime and do an episode sometime
Bill
as well.
Warner is that political Islam guy, right?
Yeah, him. So that's basically the whole issue of of Howdy Modi and all the nonsense around Howdy Modi, and obviously another thing whenever Modi is in the picture or whenever India is in the picture, bloody Khalistanis cannot be far away. So some Khalistani outfits are going to apparently uh, create some nonsense and do some protest at the Howdy Modi rally as well. Now remember, if you guys remember, that something similar happened in London as well. After 370 was passed, in London, these Khalistanis, these Pakistani propped Khalistanis, and these Pakistanis in Britain, they accosted and they harassed Indians who were just outside celebrating Independence Day. And they threw rocks at them and they threw glass bottles at them. And they again did some kind of a quote unquote protest outside the Indian High Commission in London, where they damaged the building. They threw shit at the building as well. So this is something that's, I feel like that's going to happen around, globally. Wherever there is a significant Indian presence, this kind of stuff is going to happen. I think what people need to realize is that this kind of harassment and this kind of intimidation, is this how a democracy is going to accept? Are these the kind of people that a democracy is going to accept? I think this is a very genuine question to ask Britain, at least, because Britain seems to, Kushal, has given up. Britain almost seems like it has given up on maintaining any semblance of peace or any semblance of normalcy in London, at least with this kind of stuff. They're just like, we're just going to take our hands off. We're going to go live in the suburbs and we leave London to these people.
So I think it's just a very common trend across the globe where you have a weird situation where you have the most unlikely bedfellows.
Yeah.
Islamism and liberalism have come together. For some weird reason, they have come together and they are bedfellows. And wherever, it's very clear, if the opposing side is Muslims, the Muslims get the get out of jail card free every single time. So there's nothing different happening in UK. There's nothing different. The American experience is different because in America, you always remember there is a very strong right wing in America. Unlike most parts of the world, the American right wing is very strong and they hit back. Hit back, not literally, like intellectually.
Yeah.
Britain
and they're
is
capable. The other thing is they're capable both ways.
Yeah.
They're very capable both ways.
So that's the thing. So BK has another super chat, Sham. Imran is hyping his upcoming UN Takreer, and how funny and outlandish is it going to be? Do you anticipate any surprise or same old? Well, he'll start by Tabdili.
नया पाकिस्तान है ये.
हम तो न्यूक्लियर, हम तो एटमी ताकत है. हम तो भारत को कितनी बार कहते हैं
बम मार
कि
देना है.
हम बम मार देंगे, आप हमको टमाटर नहीं देते, हम आपको बम मार देंगे. So you don't expect anything. Like Imran Khan, what he is. Imran Khan is, in that Doraemon character, that irritating thing called Nobita, who keeps crying for no reason. Nobita is always crying all the time. Nobita keeps crying. You just want to whack Nobita. Why is he crying all the time? So Imran Khan seems like Nobita of the global political scene. That's what I think.
रुदाली हैं बेचारे, थोड़ा
Yes.
वहां पे जाके रुदाली करें. प्रोफेशनल रुदाली हैं. यूएन में जाके उनका बहुत बड़ा कॉन्सर्ट है. You and Merudali karenge daba ke.
Yeah,
Right is always right is saying, can you get Daniel Boardman on your video? I found his video. Right is always right. I don't know who Daniel Boardman is. Can you tell me who he is and what he does, and I'll check him out.
Jatin Parmar on the night shirt says,
Nobita.
Nobita Khan.
Uh, Nobita Khan. Amazing. So let's move on from Howdy Modi. Whatever happens in Howdy Modi, we'll obviously cover some of those things next week.
No, but
But
we need to cover the Khal. See, we have another
oh,
friend
sorry,
of
Khalistan. Did
Khalistanis.
you miss?
Yeah, we
Okay,
have
so
to
you were
cover
saying,
the best friend of Khalistanis ever born on planet Earth. Who is the best friend of Khalistanis? It is Chacha Trudeau.
yeah, Chacha
So
Trudeau.
this is the latest scandal. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the latest scandal of our handsome but he's so cute Justin
Oh,
Trudeau, who
amazing.
was dressed up in this. So this is a
Arabian Nights theme.
yes, Arabian Nights theme in
Yeah.
2001. It's just it isn't just the painted blackface. Look at those
Uh,
painted hands
yeah,
cupping a
painted
field,
hands also. Like he went all the way.
and it doesn't end here.
Nope.
Had a good cover the face, next and arms to mock
No,
an
there it is.
entire race.
The third tweet. Third tweet. There it is.
There
Yeah,
you
there it is.
go.
Trudeau said he wore makeup in high school to sing Day-O, a Jamaican folk song famously performed by African American singer and civil rights activist Harry Belafonte. I deeply regret that I did that.
Look at this.
Oh my
Most were
God.
reluctant to talk about it. One former staff member declined to comment, citing loyalty to Trudeau.
Wow. Amazing. Oh, there's a photo of him dancing and performing. Click on
The
it. Ah,
racist
there he
blackface.
is. There's our blackface guy. Oh, that's amazing.
Oh man, Trudeau is done.
Are
But
we?
you know
So I
what?
want to ask cancel culture here. Are we going to cancel the Canadian Prime Minister? How are
Well,
you going to
that's
do
the
that?
whole point. Who came up with this cancel culture, though?
Yeah. Yeah.
He did, and his ilk. They did.
Yeah.
They went after every single person that this guy should be removed, this fellow should be removed, A should be removed, B should be removed, X should be removed, Z should be removed. Hey, if you're going to, expect a standard from the other side, now you messed up.
Yep.
It's only fair that the standard gets applied to you too, right? Although I
Exactly.
never
So
want
he
that to
should,
happen.
don't you think he should resign and leave? Because
Yeah.
that's what people always ask other people to do.
So I'm going to say it in typical Indian style. The Trudeau should resign.
Trudeau should resign. Resign karo. जिस तरह से
Resign.
हमेशा बोलते रहते हैं ना, the Modi should resign, Modi should
Yes.
resign.
The Trudeau
Trudeau
should
should
resign.
resign. Trudeau should resign, and Trudeau should not fight in the next elections.
Yeah. And
Rahul Gandhi of Canada. VV Raj says he's the Rahul Gandhi of Canada. It makes sense, man. Totally
yeah,
makes
but
sense.
but this is a much deeper question. Now people need to do some soul searching. In the last podcast, where on this very show, I did a very long session on how I don't support cancel culture, and this was my reason. Maybe those leftists need to realize why cancel culture eventually is a dog eat dog world, and you just can't keep up with this rubbish. And if you're going to go on keeping up with this rubbish standard, well, look, remember what I was telling you guys? Thank goodness I did not have internet and we did not have these stupid, photo sessions in our school days. We were very poor. We did not have these things in our school. We got lucky, man. Everybody has done shit in their past. We didn't know any better. The moral zeitgeist, the cultural zeitgeist keeps shifting. We become more and more open and accepting every 10 years, 5 years. You're going to judge people by what they did 15 years ago. I don't think so. Trudeau should be judged, to be very honest. I'm being very honest here. But
Yeah,
if
I don't
that's
think
the
so
standard,
either. But then that's the problem, right? That's the standard that they have created. The
he
standard that
set the standard.
that if you
He
have made,
demanded.
if you have ever made even one mistake in your life, your career and your life should be ended because of that mistake. They don't understand that the whole point of life is evolution. Every kind of life is based around the theory of evolution. People evolve, things evolve, everybody evolved. Our species started off from a little tiny thing swimming around in the water, and this is what we are now. Everything evolves, people evolve. the way my brain was when I was 15 or 18 years old is very different from the way my brain is right now. So people evolve. We have to give people at least some kind of a benefit of the doubt. Now, he's not doing a Nazi salute. He's not doing Sieg Heil. He's not suing Heil Hitler. He's just saying he just did something stupid. That's it.
This is a very good point. We dodged the bullet. Imagine the fancy dress competition. Hey man, the only time I dressed up in a fancy dress competition in school was when I became VP Singh. Lucky me, I was just acting like a politician.
VP Singh.
I wear the whole topi and the safari suit, and I'd gone and given a speech. I remember that. I think I have a photo. My mom and dad have that photo too.
Wow.
But that's the only thing I did. I didn't do anything else. See, I had a political thing in me even in my childhood.
Thank you for the super chat from Poonam Abhi. Poonam, welcome again. I think this year's a question is Im the Dim is like the old days Paki film villains who kept saying in all movies, Oye, main
Bada
badak
mara.
mara te. What is this? Can you read it?
मैं बड़ाक मारा ते भूचाल आ जाए. If
Te bhuchal aa jaye. That's precisely who he is. That's
but
precisely
you have
who
to
he is.
say that in Imran Khan style, right? ओए मैं बड़ाक मारा ते भूचाल आ जाए.
Basically जो होता है ना खाली घड़ा
हाँ.
खाली घड़ा का जो एग्जाम्पल है, दैट्स व्हाट ही इज. खाली घड़ा बजता बहुत जोर से है. जिनके पास कुछ
Yes.
करने को नहीं है वो बजेंगे बहुत जोर से.
Yes.
That's unfortunately what's happening. So we are obviously looking forward to Mr. Justin Trudeau being fired from his job.
Pratik Bhagat says I wore a Hanuman mask on my Christmas party in my school.
That's some low budget stuff, man. Good job. Shabash. मेरे को मम्मी मेरे को फैंसी ड्रेस पार्टी में जाना है, ये ले हनुमान मास्क लेके जा हनुमान बन के.
सस्ता बड़ा टिकाऊ.
सस्ता टिकाऊ हनुमान मास्क लेके. बेटा तुम क्या हो? हनुमान. I am हनुमान today.
ओ जीजस इधर आ. हनुमान बन के आए क्यों तुम? ओ जीजस सारा सबका मालिक एक.
सबका मालिक एक है भाई. Amazing. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Did you read what Jatin said? Well, he was going to fly off with the plum cake parvas.
Thota chana baje ghana. That's the one. That's the one.
Yeah.
Ashish Tripathi. That's what I was looking for. Thank you. Tota chana baje ghana. That's the phrase I was looking for. So, moving on, we have more interesting stuff. We have like, see, the problem India ke saath problem kya hai na Kushal ki the problem with India is the journalistic standards are very low. I think if there's one place and one organization that we can take some serious journalistic lessons from, it's places like the New York Times, because they set the standard. They have told the world, they have told India that they are the authority on Kashmir, they are the authority on India and everything. And I want to show them that I want to show the audience here that they are indeed the authority on everything because of the brave work that they do. Look at this. This is New York Times courageously speaking truth to power. Women poop at work.
But
Get over it.
we need to read some excerpts from the article.
Let's see if we can read something.
Come on, let's open the article. Do you want me to share the page and let's read it?
Sure. If you want, you can share the page. Here
Yeah,
you go.
I'll share the page.
If you
Oh
can
my
read.
god!
And now we're going to read you
Yes.
some important things from this article.
So let's just read this. There was once a woman who walked regularly from her office in Midtown Manhattan to a hotel across the street in order to use the restroom. And that woman may have been one of us. That woman had a friend at another office job who carried a book of matches and a can of air freshener in her purse, more willing to set off the office alarm than leave any hint of odor in a public lavatory. I'm so sorry, I can't control my laughter. That friend had another friend at another office job who repeatedly forced her body to do the deed so quickly, racing from cubicle to bathroom and back in an effort to deflect attention from what she might be doing in there. That led to semi-serious hemorrhoid problem. As her former colleague put it, she was pooping at the speed of pee.
What the hell, man?
I don't know. As if this was not enough. Let's go down.
She was
I'm not
pooping in
making
the
this shit
field of
up.
pee.
Girls aren't born with poo shame. It's something they're taught. What the hell is this article? Oh, as if this was not enough. Just read the shit. According to a study called Fecal Matters that was published in a journal called Social Problems, adult heterosexual men are far more likely to engage in scatological humor than heterosexual women and are more likely to report intentionally passing gas. Gay men are less likely to intentionally pass gas than heterosexual women, and lesbian women are somewhere in between.
What is
If
this, man?
if a boy farts, everyone laughs, including the boy. Said Sarah Alby, the author of Poop Happened, a History of the World from the Bottom Up. If a girl farts, she's mortified. Listen, man. We would play Ada Pada Kon Pada in our childhood.
What is this, man?
I don't know.
Oh,
I found this article and I was like,
this is amazing.
holy
Guys,
moly, what
please
an
go
article.
subscribe to New York Times.
Please, everybody subscribe to this shit.
Everybody subscribe to New York Times because I want to see more articles like this.
And do fart when you read this article.
Yeah. I had no idea because the weird thing about it is, and the eye opening thing about this whole experience is that I had no idea that women poop. Now I'll have to go speak to my fiance and I'll have to genuinely ask my fiance, why didn't you tell me? Why was this fact hidden from me for this long? She should have told me, and she'd never
Yes.
told. So it's a real shame. It's a real
Yeah,
shame.
yeah, man.
Thanks, Malhar. Thank you for the super chat. And we want to come to another. So from one bastion of journalism, I want to come to another great bastion of journalism, and that is the Guardian. So जिस तरह से अमेरिका में न्यूयॉर्क टाइम्स है, similarly there is the Guardian in the UK, and the Guardian in the UK is doing the similar kind of yeoman's work. So look at this amazing article. Why Ivanka Trump's new haircut should make us very afraid. If her family cares about anything, it is image. Her political bob may be an attempt to get her ambitions taken more seriously. So this is what is going to change the face of America, guys. The face of America is going to get changed by how Ivanka Trump's hair looks. This is where we are. That's just amazing. That's
The-
just
but
amazing. These are multi-million dollar organizations.
but did you read the article itself? The Daily Beast had said, I'm quoting from this article, mused that it could be an optics ploy to communicate control in a derailed administration. The salon asked whether the shorter cut was a nod to her growing ambitions, while an image consultant told Refinery 29 that Trump wants to re-establish credibility because her father's campaign is coming up. This hair makes her look more grounded and more mature and more professional. It is possible Trump just felt like cutting her hair, but if Trump's care
Yeah.
about anything, it is image. I won't dismiss the idea that Trump's new cut is an attempt to get us to take her politicking more seriously. Oh my God.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's just amazing. This is the kind of investigative journalism that these guys are known for. If anyone watching here is going to journalism school, this is how you get ahead, guys. Look at which world leader's daughter is getting a haircut, follow them, and then write about it.
What a
For
post. ये
इस
पढ़ो.
आर्टिकल ने तो पूरा हक दिया. Yep. I completely agree. Completely agree.
What a crazy
This
day.
is how you basically get ahead. This is how you get ahead in life. And before, so this is something that I actually, now we move on to something that I actually wanted to get your opinion on, Kushal, and I want to hear from you guys as well that are watching in the chat, that are writing comments. I want to hear from you guys as well. This is very interesting because people might remember that I don't know if you guys watch it or not, but I'll give you an idea anyway. So there's this show on HBO in America called Real Time with Bill Maher, and the host Bill Maher obviously is that stand-up comedian. He's been doing this show for a very long time, and he does like segments at the end of the show where he just talks directly to the audience. And during one of those segments, he said that he talked about fat shaming and why fat shaming needs to come back, and why he's not happy that fat shaming has gone away, and that making fun of fat people shouldn't be such a taboo thing. And in a lot of cases, it actually motivates them to get healthier. And then once that came out, obviously it got a lot of nonsense. People got their feelings hurt really, really bad. They said this, ki, how dare you make fun of fat people, and so on and so forth. Then there is a British comedian who works in the US. His name's James Corden. James Corden came back, and James Corden said, ki, yaar, fat shaming is horrible, and people struggle with their weights. And that video, he made a video that got a lot of shares, a lot of likes, a lot of praise. And now there's this article in the Spectator, and the article says it's by this guy called Matt McDonald, and he says being mistaken for James Corden motivated my where it is being mistaken for James Corden motivated my weight loss. And it just goes on to say that he kept getting mistaken as James Corden, and people kept telling him that he looks like James Corden, and it really, really motivated him to go work out and lose weight, because every time he'd be in the gym, he'd say, "Yeah, I look like James Corden. I need to lose the weight. I look like James Corden. I need to lose the weight." So in that guy's case, it clearly worked. So that's what I want to ask, get your opinion on, Kushal. Like, what do you where do you stand on this whole debate about whether or not fat shaming should be allowed or not?
Well, obviously you can't ban it.
Yeah.
The question is not whether it should be allowed or not. The
Well, it's
question is,
reached that point, right? Like, if you say anything about fat people online, you'll get canceled.
oh, it's come to a point where you can't have weighing scales in a gym because it's fat shaming.
Yeah.
You can't have mirrors in a gym because what if the person might look at the mirror and not like
Yeah,
what
they
it
should have
sees?
those circus mirrors that makes you look smaller. They
Yeah.
should have those circus mirrors.
Yeah, but on a very serious note, look, I have been someone who was obese and fat most of my life, especially at least since 1995, 97, maybe till 2016.
Mm.
It's only I was overweight all my life, and then one fine day, it just struck me that nothing doing. I'm gonna be changing myself, and one of the reasons that I changed was being fat shamed at a personal level. But there is a difference, and there are different people respond to fat shaming in a very different way. My case is different. Fat shaming worked like a miracle for me personally, and I was like, you know what, screw all of you, I'm going to change myself.
Yeah.
But I when somebody says fat shaming is not a good strategy, I hear them.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to women and fat shaming, it really has completely deleterious effects actually on them.
And it can amount to bullying.
Yes.
As well, it can
So,
amount to serious bullying.
yeah, but I to say that fat shaming should be banned is wrong, because when fat shaming is banned, I think you don't get. So see, there is motivational fat shaming too. There is something where something like, oh, you fat fuck, you come here.
Yeah.
And there is like, you fat piece of shit, you lazy ass mf'er, whatever, wherever. There is a limit to this. When fat shaming becomes bullying, then it's not ideal. But when fat shaming something comes, you need to get yourself sorted out, bro. That kind of a fat shaming, it's a different thing. There are levels to this, and in my case, like I said, I can only speak from my experience. When this video had come, a lot of people on Indian Twitter had said, oh, I can relate to whatever this fellow is, James Corden. But I said I totally relate to Bill Maher. In fact, I clearly remember that Bill Maher video too. I had seen it. In fact, a lot of my inspiration comes from this guy. I don't know how many people know about this. There's this guy called David Goggins. And I came across David Goggins on the Joe Rogan Experience. And another guy that is a huge inspiration for me in my life. And now I watch this video regularly. There is this guy called Jocko Willing.
Jocko Willing, yeah.
Yes, and there
He's
is
an
his...
ex-Navy SEAL.
Yeah, he's an ex-Navy SEAL. And there is this video of Jocko Willing where basically I'm gonna share the screen. I think everybody should watch this video. Jocko's video is amazing. I'm not gonna play it for all of you guys because we might have copyright issues. But this one, the third one,
Hmm.
Jocko motivation, good. It's a very small 2 minute 20-second video,
Yeah.
and it's an amazing video. I've seen it so many times. In fact, I see it at least once a week or twice a week.
Yeah.
It just lights a fire up my ass. I just, it does something. It works magic for me. It just works like magic for me. And Joe Rogan, he fat shames all the time on his podcast. I don't know how many people notice that.
Yeah.
And his fat shaming also was very helpful to me.
Yeah.
you know his whole thing is, you get off your butt and do it. I mean, look, I'm a changed man now. Today there are days where I would refuse to go out with people because it affects my gym schedule. I
Hmm.
mean, I will this is the same me who would stay away like a million miles away from going to the gym or going for a walk. Today it's the same me who has changed completely. So I think, you know I mean, my experience, I'm very grateful to every single person who fat shamed me. I don't know, what's your view?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, it's jokes. It's again, it comes down to like, should jokes be allowed? And yeah, jokes should be allowed, especially like fat jokes, because fat jokes are not, fat jokes cross race lines. So there isn't even that racial element to it. Anybody can be fat. There can be a fat Asian, fat black guy, fat Indian guy, whatever. So fat jokes cross racial lines as well. So I don't think like jokes is such a problem. Like if you make jokes about, like, I remember there was this thing on Twitter. It was trending a few days ago about Family Guy and how Family Guy was really horrible because it was talking about. It used to fat shame people. It used to make jokes about fat people. And I said, I find them funny, man. They're funny. It's just a joke. You don't like it, you don't have to watch it. Similarly, if you don't like Bill Maher's content, if you don't like Bill Maher's comedy, don't watch Bill Maher. That's an easy way to go about it. It's not, Bill Maher is not coming into your house and screaming at you. Bill Maher is on a TV which you have complete control on whether to watch or not. So I feel like that's another distinction. But and again, I would obviously urge people to do it in like a, to not bully people. Obviously, that's where I feel like you should draw the line, when you're just badgering people. If like, for example, Bill Maher just went after James Corden, and every week Bill Maher is making fun of James Corden, that maybe amounts to bullying a little bit, because James Corden hasn't done anything wrong. So I think you draw the line, but let jokes be jokes. Um, Vignesh Sarkar super chat is saying, mosques chosen as pickup stations for anti-Modi protest in Howdy Modi event in Houston. What are your thoughts on that? My thoughts on that is that I'm not surprised. Like, that's not surprising in any way. The fact that Khalistanis and Islamists work together should not come as a surprise to literally anyone who knows anything about India. So I'm not surprised that these mosques are pickup stations, and maybe, I don't know about a couple of gurdwaras on it, but it's possible. But mosques, yeah, doesn't surprise me at all. Given
Will
also
they
the
get
fact,
biryani too?
what?
Will they get biryani too?
I hope they do, because otherwise, what's the point? आप बाहर खड़े होकर चिल्ला रहे हो इतने घंटे तक, कम से कम बिरयानी तो लेके जाओ साथ में. And the other thing is that, a lot of these organizations, and especially the first organization that took the story of what is this? Democracy dies in darkness. Truth sides with inbreed. What the hell? What the hell? Um, yeah, I mean, if you shoot, I lost my train of thought. I was saying something about, what was I saying? I completely lost what I was going to say.
You're talking about the mosques and
Yeah, I
the
was. But
gurdwaras.
what was I saying about it? Damn
Well,
it.
I can. Gurdwaras have better food than mosques.
Oh, 100%. 100%. But basically, oh no, basically what I was saying was, the organization that first came out with the news that Tulsi Gabbard had, quote unquote, refused to attend the Howdy Modi event was this organization called OMFI, which is Organization of Minorities in India or something like that. And they are
Oh.
a heavily Khalistani funded organization, heavily ISI funded organization. So again, if you follow the breadcrumbs, you will get eventually to the Khalistani ISI nexus. You'll get there. All you gotta do is just dig a little bit, and you'll get right there. So yeah, I'm not surprised at all that these people have the mosques as their pickup point. All right, let's do a couple of little things, and then we'll call it a day.
Somebody in the live chat has asked, "Hi, is Kushal Mehra also reading this?" Yes, I am reading this. So if you have any question, you can ask.
Yeah, you can ask us you can ask us on your super chat, and we'll take your questions.
Aniruddha Bondal says, "Sham tu mota hai, gym jaya kar."
मुंह पे आके बोलना अरे यार कितना जिम जाए आदमी यार एक एक लेवल होता है
जिम जया कर क्या लोग हैं?
एक लेवल होता है एक लेवल
हम लोग फैक्ट चेकिंग की बात कर रहे हैं, लोग हमारी ही लेना शुरू हो गए।
हमारी ले रहे हैं यार, बताओ कमाल है। अबे जेम्स कॉर्डन की लो यार, मेरी क्यों ले रहे हो? कि मैं यहाँ बैठ के शांति से आई एम ट्राइंग टू गिव अ बैलेंस्ड ओपिनियन, लोग मेरी ले रहे हैं। कमाल है यार। By the way, 6'4", 225 pounds is not bad. That is not bad at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, 6'4", 225 is perfectly fine.
I am
At least
5 feet. I actually had gone down to 67 kilos, which was too low for me. Then I've gained some weight now. I'm 71 kilos now. I put on 4 kilos by choice.
साला एक तो यूएस में रह के ना पाउंड किलोमीटर कह रहा हूँ, पाउंड किलोग्राम में कंफ्यूजन हो जाती है. How much is that in pounds, you think? 140?
I don't know. 71 kgs to pounds, I'll tell you. 71 kgs is 156 pounds.
156. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's good for that height, and I feel like for my height.
श्याम भैया वो छोड़ो, किसी ने बोला है at श्याम शर्मा show get married soon.
क्यों बे? उनको शादी में आना है क्या?
They just want free food.
इनको खाना चाहिए बेटा, अभी टाइम है, अभी थोड़ा रुको. But I appreciate the sentiment. Pound in kilograms, I don't know यार. Calculate कर लो, कोई calculate करके बताओ. What is let's say 230, 225 was a while ago. Let's say 230. How much is 230 in
1 kilogram is 2.20 pounds.
So what is 230 in kilograms?
104.
104. There you go. Yeah, 104 is just fine.
No, you're 6 feet 4 inches. That's fine.
Yeah, 104 is perfectly fine.
Probably 10 kgs above. That's it. That's nothing.
Yeah. There you go. Proud Hindustani. Thank you very much. Oh, this is an interesting question. I think we should take this before and call it a day.
Yeah.
Opinions on the new Lilly Singh show. Have you seen this?
I have no clue. What the hell is Lilly Singh?
Lilly Singh is a YouTuber. Singh is a YouTuber she's like an Indian YouTuber, Indian origin YouTuber at least. And she has a huge, massive YouTube channel where she makes skits and short videos like that, like comedy videos. If you can call it, if that's your cup of tea, that's totally fine. But she makes like comedy videos on YouTube and stuff like that. And she recently got a late night show. So she's going to be on the same late night broadcast schedule as Jimmy Fallon, Seth Meyers, and her. So they're going to be a 3-person late night schedule is going to be. So she's gotten a show there, and she's the first woman of color.
Is this the superwoman, Lilly Singh?
That's right. That's her.
She's not at all funny.
That's exactly. So that's why I give you the disclaimer. If that's your cup of tea, I'm very happy for you. It is not my cup of tea at all.
Yeah, she's that lady who used to wear that baseball hat, and she was that Punjabi from Canada, right? She used to rap too.
Right. That's exactly right.
I did like her rap song. That song was funny.
Yeah, but she did a video on. She did a video recently that completely 100% soured me on her. And she did a video which was like geography for racists, and she was just like talking down to people like for some reason, like brown people are so much superior to everyone else and so much smarter than everyone else, just talking down to everyone. I understand, man. I understand. Some people are just ignorant, some people are bigoted, and some people just don't know shit. So and that those kind of people are present in India as well. Those kind of people are present in brown societies, Asian societies as well. So the way the talking down to these people that they're idiots, that completely soured me on her. And on top of that, I think her fiance or something, and this is completely uncorroborated, and I'm talking out of my ass right now, quite possibly, but I thought I had saw someone that like her fiance or someone was like singing, did a rap or something which was, in support of Khalistanis and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know about that lady at all. That's not my cup of tea at all. But yeah, if that's the best way to explain how I feel about her. This is the best way to explain how I feel about her.
So,
Yeah, that's how
some,
I feel about her.
so
So
somebody called Kushal Dev. I asked you thrice. Can I ask some questions? Kushal Dev, you can use super chat and ask questions.
Kushal Dev.
Yeah. मेरा नाम है, ऐसी हरकतें क्यों कर रहे हो?
has Trump joined the RSS Shaka in America?
I can only imagine Trump
Orange
coming and
है ना,
saying,
मुंह उसका orange है ना,
yeah,
इसलिए.
yeah, आपकी बार मोदी सरकार.
बार मोदी सरकार तीसरी बार.
Yeah.
Lilly Singh looks suspicious. अबे क्यों भाई,
कुछ भी.
क्या कर दिया उसने तुम्हारे साथ? Lilly Singh looks suspicious.
Oh God. कुछ भी
So yeah, basically that's what I think about Lilly Singh. She has
I don't know much about her. I just saw a couple of her videos. I found her to be so boring. I just stopped bothering about. I don't watch a lot of YouTubers. I the only YouTuber I love to watch regularly other than you is Waleed. I love Waleed's short videos where he's acting like Zakir Naik. I just love them. He's so funny.
brother. That's a very good question.
Yeah. Children for he just does the best impression of Zakir
He's
Naik.
very good.
Yeah. So I don't actually use YouTube for that. Most of my time on YouTube goes on MMA, watching MMA videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's about it. That's all I do. And you know what? One more thing, not today, but we're going to start talking about MMA on this show too. All you damn Indians, you need to get used to mixed martial arts.
Yeah, and you
Get
need to
off
tell
the-
Indian wrestlers to start going into MMA if they want
Yes.
to make a good living.
Yes. We will force MMA upon all our audiences. Too bad.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, only way Lilly Singh will be appreciated by right winger if she becomes Lotus Singh. This is an amazing comment by BK.
Oh God. और लोटा सिंगर
That's absolutely.
गुरुद्वारा वही बनाएंगे.
Gurdwara wahi banayenge. I saw a couple of shorts that she did actually recently with her new show that she got on NBC. She did like a couple of shorts where she was talking about, discussing her experience as a brown woman and how people, her.
She's a brown woman.
Yeah, did you know that?
You know how white she is? She's
Her,
like my wife. Her white person comes out the moment she's surrounding herself with our variety.
yeah, exactly. So immediately she was like, one of her shorts was like how her writing staff just doesn't get her experiences because her writing staff is white and out of touch. And immediately I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be bloody painful.
Oh my
So
God.
I mean,
Imagine white people getting a very bad, stereotype of Bollywood because Lilly Singh loves Bollywood, right?
exactly.
And have you noticed this? All these Desi, Desis, ABCD, CBCD types. Oh, they just are obsessed with Bollywood, and I'm like,
Yeah, they're obsessed with Bollywood. They're obsessed with and it's funny that her first guest, I think, on her show is that girl from The Office. Have you ever watched The Office, the show?
Never.
Great show. But there's an Indian girl on it called Mindy Kaling. So she was the first guest on her show to develop like her, her
My
brown credentials. So
I can only imagine, the discussion would be like, oh my God, like all these words are going to be dropped in so many times. I can just imagine the horror it's going to be.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully the show is not too cringy. But I'm also secretly hoping that the show is a little bit too cringy so I can talk about it. So we can discuss it every week. The cringe.
Yeah, so every day it's like
This
fingers crossed.
dedicated
Please
section to
suck.
Lilly Singh cringe.
Yeah, yeah. Please suck at it. Please suck at it.
Yeah, half of me hopes you succeed, half of me hopes you're super cringe. Because
Yeah,
she can, they're not necessarily mutually exclusive. She can also be successful with her cringe, if she appeals to the SJW audience well enough. So she can be successful with her cringe. So there you go. All right, we'll call it a day there. Thanks, guys, for watching today. I gotta go record an episode now. So thanks for watching today. It was fun. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well. You can send us suggestions if there is stuff that you want us to cover on these live streams. Send us suggestions. Tell us what you'd like us to do. Tell us what you'd like us to cover, and we'll cover them. If we find it funny, we'll cover them. Send it to Kushal on Twitter. Send it to me on Twitter. Leave it in a comment on YouTube, and we'll try and cover it as well. So thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to share. And we will see you next week. And until then, stay happy, stay healthy. And we'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.